It is not idolatry to ask another Christian to pray for you. It's not idolatry to acknowledge the good things that God has done in their life. It's not idolatry to give them a legitimate honor that God has already given them, to honor them with the honor that they have been given by God. It would be idolatry to worship them. So by all means, we do not worship Mary. We don't worship the saints. We don't worship statues. All of that is just basic errors. And the fact that other people, when they made statues, meant it for idolatrous purposes doesn't invalidate that. You don't go and burn down the Lincoln Memorial because you say, oh, it's a giant idol to Lincoln. No, because you understand that it's not. Because the fact that one person might build, for instance, a serpent mounted on a pole for a good purpose, someone else might use it for an idolatrous purpose. That literally happens in the Old Testament, and God orders the creation of the bronze serpent mounted on a pole, a prefigurement, by the way, of Jesus, as he says very clearly in the New Testament, when I'm raised up, like Moses raised up the serpent in the desert. So it is perfectly biblically valid to have religious images. We see them explicitly. For instance, in Exodus 25, when God commands the creation of angel statues, the cherubim, in front of the Ark of the Covenant. So Protestants who say any religious images are evil or idolatrous are failing at a most basic level of biblical literacy. That's just not true. There is no prohibition against images in the Bible. There is a prohibition against idolatry. And those two things are very different. You can have an idol that doesn't have an image. St. Paul talks about the idolatry of money, that covetousness is a form of idolatry. There's no statue, there's no image, it's still idolatry. On the flip side, you can have statues without worshiping them. So if we don't get that basic thing right, then we can't understand the Bible. If we get that basic thing right, then I hope it helps you see this is just not a real reason to reject Catholicism at all.